Sweet Science Brothers coming to you live from NYC. It's your boy Av, and I'm back with some more boxing for you guys today. I want to talk about the number one pound for pound kingpin in boxing, none other than Sergey Crusher Kovalev. The deadliest man in boxing, the most dangerous man in boxing. Okay, there's been so much criticism about Sergey Kovalev's last fight on Monday, Sergey Kovalev versus Isaac Chilemba. Now I want to say something to everybody who subscribed, okay? Right now I'm renovating my house. For the last 2 months I've been renovating my house, and I bought a 3-family house with my brother. So me and Girth have been renovating the house. We haven't been making videos. It's been crazy for us, and we're coming close to finishing. So you're going to see the channel a lot more active. By the end of August, you're going to see us very, very active. I apologize for not being around as often as I should be. I miss you guys. I hope the feeling is mutual. Now, that's the reason why I haven't covered the Sergey Kovalev-Isaac Chilemba fight. That's why I haven't been hyping the Terence Crawford versus Victor Postol fight. That's why I haven't been doing the type of videos I should be doing. I've been busy. But I've been watching boxing. I've been active on the forums, Ring IQ specifically. Like, I'm on that forum from time to time. Anyway, Sergey Kovalev is pound for pound number one fighter in the sport, bar none. Skill-wise, you got lots of fighters. I mean, look, the pound for pound list is subjective. But when you look at Sergey Kovalev's opposition, the fact that he's been fighting undefeated top prospects, undefeated guys in the light heavyweight division, knocking these guys out, Nathan Cleverly, Cedric Agnew. These guys were undefeated until they ran into Sergey Kovalev, and he ended up destroying them, derailing their careers, and maybe destroying them for good in the sport of boxing. All of his opposition, his last eight fights, they've been top guys. He's been dispatching them in a masterful way. But the thing that makes Sergey Kovalev, in my opinion, the best fighter pound for pound number one is because the amount of looks that he's been giving us, the amount of craft that he's shown us. He's not just like some slugger or some brute who just moves forward and knocks everyone out. No, he's a master boxer. He masterclassed Bernard Hopkins 120 to 108 or 120 to 106. I don't know. He completely embarrassed that old man and damn near killed him in the 12th round when he stuck his tongue out at him when he dared show disrespect to the killer, Sergey Kovalev. But he's shown us that he's a master boxer. Point blank period. End of discussion. Just Bernard Hopkins got masterclassed. And so he is pound for pound number one. When you look at his distance, his timing, his footwork, his incredible power, look at his knockouts. He's knocking guys out with the left hand. He's knocking guys out with the right hand. He's knocking out guys with left hand shots to the body, right hand shots to the body. The man can hurt you and finish you with any punch. He's patient. He's intelligent. He knows when and where to get things done. I've seen Sergey Kovalev hurt and stunned a couple of times from the first Pascal fight, and I've seen him make his adjustments when he needs to make those adjustments. Now, we got that out of the way. Sergey Kovalev's performance on Monday was absolutely masterful. I'm watching all this nonsense from these couch potato type analysts and fans over here, talking about how Sergey Kovalev was exposed and Andre Ward is going to do this, that, and the third to Sergey Kovalev. First and foremost, Isaac Chilemba was a top-rated light heavyweight. The guy was ranked number 4, number 5, even number 7 on many different rankings. To give you an example of what a high-level Isaac Chilemba is, first of all, he's never even been defeated convincingly. Out of the 2 losses he had, they were really close and controversial, except for, I think, Tony Bello might have beat him, outpointed him. Either way, no one had an easy time with this guy. He's a top light heavyweight, top prospect. And the guy is so good that he had the opportunity, to become the mandatory for Sergey Kovalev or the mandatory for Adonis Stevenson. His promoter, Kathy Duva, was like, listen, Go to Showtime, fight Alvarez, who was 29-0, undefeated, light heavyweight, top guy as well in the division. And Kathy Duva told him, go to Showtime, fight him. If you beat that guy, you'll be the mandatory for Stevenson. I'm your promoter. I promote Sergey. I promise you're going to get that fight eventually. So he went ahead and did that. He lost a close fight to Alvarez. It was like 7-5 Alvarez. Very close, very tough fight. Now, let's go back to Sergey Kovalev's performance on Monday. Isaac Chilemba is a top light heavyweight, like I've stated previously. He's an excellent boxer. And it was perfect practice for Sergey Kovalev to get ready for Andre Ward. Isaac Chilemba was boxing, moving, working his jab, being awkward. He was attacking Sergey Kovalev. He was countering him very effectively. He forced Sergey Kovalev to think. He forced Sergey Kovalev to make adjustments. It was a tough fight for Sergey, and he got through it, and he took him out and destroyed him. He didn't knock him out, but, it was a 9-3 affair, Sergey Kovalev dominated in any way you slice it. Just because he didn't blow the guy out doesn't mean anything. Now, I want you guys to pay attention. If you get a chance, if you watch that fight one more time, just pay attention to how much feinting Sergey Kovalev was doing. Pay attention to the amount of feints. He was constantly throwing feints throughout the entire fight, nonstop, feinting, picking his spots, choosing when and where. Basically, like, if you watch the Sergey Kovalev versus Jean-Pascal 1 fight, you'll notice that Jean-Pascal was the first fighter to effectively counter Sergey Kovalev. He was countering Sergey Kovalev's right hand. I'm talking about Sergey Kovalev versus Jean-Pascal number 1. So he was countering Sergey's right hand, very effective. And he hurt Sergey a couple of times, and Sergey eventually destroyed him, knocked him out, finished him off. But it was a tough fight. But then you'll notice in the rematch, he wasn't able to counter Sergey Kovalev's right hand anymore. And that's because Sergey Kovalev, upped his game and added some new weapons to his repertoire. So in the rematch to Jean-Pascal, he wasn't able to do those beautiful shoulder roll counters. When you counter the right hand and then you hit the guy with your own right hand. Sergey Kovalev didn't get hit with that in the rematch. And the reason he didn't get hit is because he began feinting, learning how to feint, and applying it very effectively to his craft. Now, that was what happened in the second Pascal fight. Now, if you watch this Chilemba fight, watch how much feinting Sergey Kovalev's doing in this fight. He's been preparing for Andre Ward nonstop. He's getting prepared to fight a master boxer who's countering and defensive. And he's been preparing for that. He's getting better at that. His feinting is top level right now. If you watch his feinting, the fact that he fought a tough counter puncher who circles the ring, counters, has awkward timing, interrupts you when you're trying to get offensive. Isaac Chilemba was interrupting him with counter strikes, and that's exactly what he is going to be, what he needs to expect when he's fighting Andre Ward, except he'll be much better than Chilemba. So he needed this fight. It was a great fight for him. And I would recommend Sergey Kovalev pay Isaac Chilemba to be part of his sparring team for Andre Ward. That would be a good move for Sergey Kovalev. It is what it is. I just wanted to give you guys my take. Sergey Kovalev looked marvelous, masterful. He did what he was supposed to do. He showed his boxing craft. He showed his countering, his timing, his feinting, most importantly, against a very tough opponent. Unlike Andre Ward, who's fighting like a 100-1 underdog from 168. The guy's ranked 40 at 168. This guy, Brand. And everyone keeps on making excuses for Andre Ward, like, oh, he signed to fight Sergey, so it's all good, this, that, and the third. Listen, you could sign whatever you want to sign. Until he's in the ring November 19th, I'm just, I hope the fight will happen, and I feel confident that it will since it's signed. But at the same time, it's a dumb move on Andre Ward's part fighting a guy like Alexander Brand. That's not going to prepare you for Sergey Kovalev. Alexander Brand is a slugger who throws wide round hooks and just has no type of craft whatsoever. If you notice, Sergey Kovalev rarely ever even throws hooks. And when he does, it's from in close and he doesn't miss them. My point, this video is not about Andre Ward, but just Sergey Kovalev looked masterful. He did a fantastic job. So all credit goes to him, and all credit goes to Isaac Chilemba, who showed us how good he really is. Because ain't nobody have an easy time with that man. He's a top light heavyweight, and if it wasn't for Sergey Kovalev, he'd most likely be a champion. Anyway, this is your boy Av from the Sweet Science Brothers coming to you live. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Holla at your boy. Peace.